I have a big affinity for Rich Voss.
Who doesn't?
Important person.
Why?
You know what? When I was getting divorced, he was really nice to me.
That's all it takes. Nice.
Yeah, I came to this show back when it was in another
We were
building.
nice to you.
No, you guys
No,
were
you're
never
not.
nice to me.
You're not nice to anybody.
Of course you were. I came into this show in like a stunned state of I was just fucking depressed.
Yeah.
And there's fucking dumb Rich Voss, and he says something to me like, if you ever want to talk about what's going on with you, you know, I'll talk to you about it. And I was like, why would I want to talk to you? And you know, you wear a gold Rolex and you don't have any money.
I got a silver one too.
So he sits next to me on the couch and he goes, "Hey, you know, when I got divorced, I had 2 kids, 2 little girls, and he described my life exactly, and he gave me like fucking said 3 or 4 things that were so important, just practical. When you're in a fucked up place like that, all the nice things people say are just insulting. Like, hey man, you'll be okay. Fuck you, no, I
get
won't.
through it.
Yeah. The point is, no, I won't. You asshole. The only thing that means anything is practical advice. Is like, hey, here's something that I've been there, and here's something that makes it easier.
What did he say?
And he
Can you
did
say?
It doesn't matter.
Well,
What
he
does it
said,
matter?
Well,
yeah,
it's
I'll tell you what he
interesting.
said.
Yeah,
It matters. I'll
Maybe
tell
it'll
you
help
what he
someone
said.
else out there.
He said, I'm going to cheat on Bonnie all the time. No, he said to me that he is big. 2 things that were important to me. First, he said that his biggest goal was to maintain a good relationship with his ex. Like that, it was really important to him to do whatever it took to stay amicable with her. And he said, now Bonnie and I have a baby, and she babysits tonight so I can have a date night. That's how that paid off, and that his 2 girls are now grown, and that they share them, and that they feel good between their 2 parents. So that's what he said. This is like, it's hard, but if you do it, here's what can happen. Like, there's a fucking future.
Rich, who told you this?
Yeah, this was amazing. I'm
this
sitting
is
there,
like,
and then I said, and then I'm asking questions. I'm like, you know, I had been divorced for a while, and I said I dated for a bit, and I didn't want to anymore. Like, I didn't want to keep going out and trying to get laid. I didn't like that part of it. Like, I just didn't. I was like, had a lot going on, and I said, but that feels like I'm worried that I'm like reclusing myself by. And he said, fuck getting laid. You got a career and you got 2 kids. For right now, that can be enough. Like, he gave me. It said it's okay not to get laid sometimes. As a man, you feel like you got to get pussy wherever it's available. But sometimes it's okay to take a breath and actually just be a father and a professional, whatever you are. And it left me off the hook. This shit meant a lot to me.
Wow.
wow,
And
look at
yet I
that
sit
shit,
here
Rich.
and I will insult him.
It doesn't matter what
for other
comics we're
people's
supposed to
entertainment.
insult.
But no,
Well, he is.
I'm grateful to Rich Voss.
Here's the
I
thing,
got a
when
lot of
you get-
support from unusual places during
When you
that
get
time.
when you get divorced, and you know this,
Well, yeah.
you know,
I had no kids,
and-
though.
Well,
Yeah.
I had no kids, though.
Yeah,
so.
that's not
Yeah.
even. That's just a financial
But
fleecing.
yeah,
That's,
Thank you.
just fucking extortion.
It's the same. It's the same.
Exactly.
It's the same as in recovery. If you quit drinking and doing drugs, and you start gambling, you're only transferring addictions, and you're not dealing with quitting drinking and drugs.
Right.
If you're going through a divorce and you just start fucking whatever you can, it's just burying the pain in here, and you're jerking off in some.
Yeah,
girl.
you're not actually.
That's all you're doing.
That's why I think the problem with a lot of people now is that they're just consumers. They just want to consume and shit, and they don't think about like, well, I actually need to do something to make myself feel better. You know what I mean? Like, I actually have to take a breath.
Like a locust in a pussy field. You just got to kind of run your way through it and eat it and consume it, and
I
then.
don't know if that's what we're saying.
I think that's the. I think that's the opposite of what he's trying to say.
I do what you do. I just shove it all down.
Oh, just
We can
tamp
see.
it down.
It's terrible,
And it's-
man.
and
No,
it's-
you're
Tamp
making
that
yourself
emotion
ready
down.
for your first marriage.
And
It's all gonna fucking unspool like a Chinese food container full of maggots in the middle of your marriage. Yeah.
My parents, we talked about all this shit. When my parents were fucking divorced, and they didn't have any knowledge back then. This is fucking 49 years ago.
The bosses
But-
of now.
The apple doesn't fall far from the tree.
and you turn it. Here's the thing. You know, and we've
Your
talked
parents
to-
were shitty toward
they're
each
fucking-
other,
they would
using the
set
kids.
the kids up.
Right.
To go at each other.
lot of
you know,
people
fuck.
do that.
And it's
That's unbelievable
ridiculous.
to me.
It's fucking ridiculous because in the end, you end up doing crack and bad radio shows. It's not fucking worth it.
And also, I think the basic thing is it's like people just are narcissists because the thing that's supposed to happen when you have kids is that they just become more important than you. And it's not like you do it painfully. You just feel it. You just go, the kid matters more. So you would never do if you're that kind of person. Then when you get in an altercation with another person, you don't put your fucking kid in the middle of it to preserve yourself or to hurt someone else. That's insane.
Pretty fucked up, but a lot of people do it, like you
They're
said.
fucked up. Anybody,
Fucked
any
up.
parent that keeps their fucking kids from the other parent, those are the ones that should lose their kids. Okay.
Well, here's what some people say, and it's true. If you have a kid and you're divorced and you say bad shit about the other kids, the kid's other parent, you are criticizing 50% of the kid.
Yes.
The kid, a kid, especially a kid who's a child, they are made up of two people, and they identify with a man and a woman, their mother and father. So if you say your father's a piece of shit or your mother's a whore, the person's going to feel that in themselves. They're going to take that in. So it's not a stranger; it's their fucking mom. You idiot!
I was 100% a piece of shit then, because my parents just would call each other horrid things. Oh, right in front of the kids too.
Right. Oh, listen,
it was wonderful.
Hey, when you're in the marriage, everybody's in the same house.
Yeah,
this shit goes on.
But look what they gave birth to. There should be fights.
I know.
Well, they make you
they
shower
told me
together.
it was never my fault. They told me, now we're getting divorced.
That's not your fault.
Or they didn't even use
That's
that
why
word. They
I
were like,
fucking-
Daddy's living somewhere else. It's not your fault. And I was like, I didn't think it was. Now I'm starting to, though, because you're trying to tell me
saying
it's
that.
not.
Yeah, you just put that thought in my head.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
I didn't know.
Is it my fault?
I see you two yelling all the time about shit that doesn't even concern me.
Right.
Yeah,
Dad's
it's
drunk.
suspicious.
Fucking, he's not working.
It's suspicious. Come to my house. I promise I'm not going to rape you.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah, why are you
Why'd
saying
you
that
say
then?
that?
I would never. I would never.
That's why I love comedy. Like my parents, when I was in second grade, it was nothing but fighting. Where's Dad? This and that. So I'd come home from school.
Your last
and I
year
would
of
put
school.
fucking Von Meter album on and just listen to it every day and sit and laugh and forget, and
What
just
album?
watch comics. Von Meter.
Who's Von Meter?
He did the Kennedy impressions. He was great. He had the
Yeah.
biggest
That's
fucking
what.
career.
That's what salved you in your sad family was Kennedy and Bro. Was
Back when I
Von
was in
Meter.
second grade, man.
Oh my
Him and Alan
God.
King. I'm sorry.
Hey, we got to go to the
went
the
from
Lincoln
parking-
bathroom and have a Lincoln log. Go ahead and fuck me now, Dad. It's fine. I heard a lampooning of 2 presidents ago.
Oh, yeah. When my
Yeah,
parents
and you can
died in
get
that
the-
plane crash, I'll tell you, Rich Little.
Rich Little's Nixon.
he took me out of
He
it.
parents
just
died?
raised me like the
No.
Phoenix from the flames.
Who wouldn't laugh at that?
I
Yeah.
thought they died. I don't know.
No, my parents, I'm adopted.
That's why I
My
thought they
parents are
died in
alive.
a plane crash.
I don't know. My real parents might be dead. I have no fucking idea. I
Yeah,
never met
on
them.
9/11.
Oh, jeez.
Jesus. Christ.
Oh, jeez.
Wow, that's-
So your parents,
It's a little racist.
Oh my God.
you're Arab, and your parents now are white that adopted you.
I'm half, by blood, I'm half Arab and half Egyptian, and my
Yeah.
adoptive parents are 100% Italian.
Jesus Christ, how far
That
down
is-
the list do they have to go to get an Arab? I mean, how many?
Not that far.
Even black kids first.
Oh, shit.
You can get
You can get 2 black kids for 1 Arab.
trying to get like if you want to adopt a white kid, you got to wait online. However, if you want to adopt an Asian or an Arab, that is like the fucking bargain bin. Look at these.
right to the front of the lines.
Right. Oh, it's a bit. Yeah, trying to get a white kid's like trying to get a Harley. Fucking awful.
You guys come with a TV.